Welcome back to Ta-da 3D printing. I had an Etsy customer have a special request for a custom modern sink. She said that she had this one in her house, full size, and she wanted a miniature version for her 112 scale dollhouse. Overall, it kind of looks like the number 7 to me, and it's got this kind of neat curve to it. Tinkercad is still working pretty good for me because I just basically break everything down by a bunch of shapes. And so what I did for the kind of 7 shape is I ended up taking this sphere, or I guess it's just like a half round, this blue one here, and that's the normal shape. And I ended up turning it and just kind of dragging it and making it a little taller to the shape you see here. And then I duplicated it and turned it from the solid to the hole and made it a little bit smaller, and so I can just kind of have a hollowed out area like you see here. And then I sliced off the top and the bottom so that you don't have that crazy curve. It's just just enough of a curve like I'm looking for. And then when I pair it with the sink, it's just a little bit too thick along the top. I would like that sink to just be hollowed out a little bit more. So I also duplicated again that same shape and made it a little smaller so that it has the right dimensions on the inside. The sink was pretty simple. It's just a bunch of squares, and I hollowed out a little area for the drain, but everything wasn't lining up perfectly along the top, so I did slice just the very top layers off just to make sure everything is really smooth, and this is what I ended up with. I'm really happy with the shape of this. I think it's got a nice little swoop to it. It still has that number 7 look, but I really like it. And of course, it did take quite a few shapes to get here. So you can see some of these other things that I messed around with for a little bit trying to get the shapes to work. And then of course I added the faucet. This is just the base of the faucet. And I am going to print it like this, kind of in air, and just do a color change with the faucet so that it's already attached. But these are the 3 different pieces of the faucet that I usually print separately, and then I put it all together like you see on the, well, the gold shape is the single one, but it takes 3 pieces to make it that way. After I pulled this into Bambu Slicer, I just do a color change on this layer here so that the faucet will be a different color, the base will be a different color. And then I still have to do painting on the drain inside, so that's partly why I decided just to go ahead and print as much as I can in one print rather than separate it out by color, because I still want that drain to be a black. This is really the first time I've used support, so I'm just going to go with the basic default ones, and this will take about 2 hours to print, and I do switch it over to the gold color on the faucet just so that I can make sure I've got my filament color straight. This print's good. I don't have any issues or problems with the color change. And I am finding that I really like this Bambu camera a lot. I like the time lapse, just immediately sending it from my computer and just clicking the little thing, and it just keeps it on an SD card for me. I really like that. Okay, so let's see how it turned out. I really like the black and the white colors, turned out good. I don't see any like streaking or anything. And the gold, I did the layer change where it needed to be. And this is probably overkill on the supports. I do kind of have that line along the top, which I kind of expected the sink would probably have a little bit of a line. But overall, I really like it. And I print out the other 2 pieces for the faucets in gold. I was kind of hoping that the supports would pop off right away when I pulled it from the build plate, but they do take a little bit of me prying it off, but it was actually very easy. It's not super clean on the underside, but since it's going to be going up against a wall, you're really not going to see that. Also, I feel like it's a little bit see-through. I wish that I would have done maybe a little more infill or another wall, but I think it turned out good overall. And this is how it looks once I've glued on the other 2 faucet pieces in gold. Everything fit good, and I really like it. So here is the picture that she had sent me of how she wanted it to look. This is a full-size sink, and this is the miniature version. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I'm glad that it worked on the first try. It took a little bit of designing, but I really like it. I think it's really cute, and I like the modern style of it. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.